proof that the things written in the Bible have happened to Lisbet, the true Christ. Part 2.
Continuing in Mark chapter 6, where it says, "And when the day of the repose had come, she began to teach in the synagogue," which in a figurative sense are the spiritual Jews. And after hearing her, many were astonished and said, "Where did she get all this wisdom and power to perform such miracles?" In order to understand what this verse refers to, we have to go to the previous chapter and see what Christ had done, what miracles she performed with this wisdom, which they had never heard of before. Chapter 5 talks about the daughter of Jairus, whose name means God illuminates, and it also talks about the woman, who for years had been suffering from heavy bleeding, and when she touched the garment of Jesus, she was cured. But before going into detail about these verses, which we will do so in the upcoming daily quotes, Christ Lisbet wants you to recognize that the things written in the Bible are not mere tales to be shared as the so-called churches around the world do, because they are not just stories. They are very important events that have a spiritual meaning for God the Father, for Jesus Christ, and for their creation in man, and should not be taken literally, since we were not there at that time. But if we read these stories according to their spiritual meaning, they come to life for those of us who are alive today in the end times, in the era of the last manifestation of Christ. That is why Christ Lisbet teaches us that if the Bible stories about God's creation in man have no real meaning for your life, then you are reading or listening to empty words, and you are under the deceit, because all the things that Christ did in the past have no relevance for your life today. It is obvious that the people who try to interpret the Bible and teach about it are greedy religious men and women who use the Bible to obtain dishonest gain, making people believe harmful things. And Hollywood has also contributed to this, making movies based on what they get from the Bible, but it is a false perception. Therefore, if you are ready to listen to the revelations of what is written in the Bible from the mouth of Christ herself, and you want to stop listening to the lies that the false preachers around the world are teaching, then listen attentively to Christ Lisbet, because she will take you to rest in the green pastures of her wisdom of God's heaven, and she will guide you to calm waters. She will restore your strength and lead you in the path of righteousness. Surely her kindness and her infallible love will accompany you all the days of your life, for all eternity. Amen.